What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 341, and we're recording on August 25th, 2025. I am Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the nation. All right, straight up, guys, there is an after-hours segment this week. We have another consulting job. This time, it has to do with K-pop, and is it potentially dying in the West? Ooh, spicy. Yeah, and additionally, thank you, everyone, for your feedback on our feedback to your hot takes. That happened.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like, at least the places I looked, the most contentious one was the... Isna singing Golden live or not? That one. A lot of people talked about that.
Oh, the live singing one.
Yeah, that one seemed pretty contentious still.
I mean, that's always a hot topic on like Reddit and Twitter, where like people like to talk about whether it's justifiable or not. So I expected that. What do you think? It's not too late to tell us. Let's move on to this week's episode.
Yeah, the big new releases this week, there are 3 of them. They are all big. We have Kep1er, Stray Kids, and IVE. Kep1er with Bubblegum, Stray Kids Ceremony, IVE with XOXZ. Let's start at the top. Kep1er Bubblegum. I don't know why I have there from Mod House here. I believe they're at Wake One, which is their company. I would assume so. Their last 3 songs, Tippy Tap, Shooting Star, and Galileo. So, if I remember correctly, Kep1er's here. They had that thing where they renewed their contracts. We lost Mashiro and Yeso, right? We have 7 members now. I'm trying to remember if their last release, Tippy Tap, had all of these members or not. I do not remember, but I know we have Bubblegum here. And in Bubblegum, we're missing another member too. Yeso is not in this comeback. I think she is on hiatus at the moment. So we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 kids in this comeback. We have Yujin, Zhaoting, Chaehyun, Dayeon, Hikaru, and Bahie. So that is what we are here. Hey, how do we feel about Bubblegum? I'm mixed. I'm mixed.
What you mixed?
I like the energy we're bringing for this song, right? I think we have a little bit more of a mature concept than we're used to with Kep1er here, which I like that we're doing there because they are adults in this group. That being said, the actual song itself, I don't know about this dark bubblegum motif, you know? I don't know if that's for me.
The concept, I like the
vibe. I don't like the lyrics, I guess is what I'm really trying to say.
Okay.
Do you like everything else about the song other than the lyrics?
No. Okay, my initial
you're mixed. What do you like?
Okay, my initial real feeling about the song, as someone who is a Kep1er fan, is that the song sounds a little dated to me. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on exactly what those, but this chorus to me just felt like, I don't know about this chorus. That's how I felt the whole time.
I agree with you. My notes, I write my notes in bullets, and the first bullet starts with dated and uninteresting. It feels like a very common combination of these sounds in K-pop, where to achieve a girl crush sound, you mix in these EDM trap based sounds with, some aggressive rapping and some aggressive moments in the music video. And I do feel like it's a new direction for Kep1er. This is clearly not the same Kep1er we saw with, for example, Problem. Shooting Star. Or was it Problem? Or even Tippy Tap. Tippy Tap was that more like Fuego Arrow sounding song.
Yeah.
That was the first one with the new lineup. I looked it up, so they did have the new lineup then. This is just like generic dark, right? That's how I'll describe this one.
Girl crush.
It's a little generic, just a little bit. It feels like, and for better or for worse, ITZY has been the face of this genre from its peak. They pioneered it. They got it through its peak, and then they moved it on towards its decline, I think. So that's been where I associate that group, along with the so many other groups that have like been a part of that kind of sound. I don't know. I thought we moved on from this. You know, this was back when we were doing Bouncy by Rocket Punch. That was like what, like episode 30 of the show? Like that was, it's been a minute, you know what I mean? It's a little dated, not gonna lie. Just a little bit.
But don't you think like that's kind of the vibe where a lot of groups are going, like trying to do stuff that sounds a little dated, like sounds.
So you're saying it's a
like
creative
retro?
decision, right, Anita?
I thought so, to be honest. I kind of thought like they were trying to go for like that clubby, not necessarily like super clean like sound.
Like,
And maybe I'm also influenced by their styling, where I feel like it's
Okay, I
trying
like the
to be
styling.
that.
I like that.
Yeah, styling wise, I thought was pretty good.
Yes.
you're talking about like by clubby, dirty sounds. These you're talking about
Recession
like
pop stuff, yeah.
sorry, the what pop?
Recession pop
Oh, recession pop.
type in a way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is not exactly that because it feels modern enough. I don't think they went back far enough, I guess, in that sound. But I thought that's what they were going. I thought that's kind of what they wanted to emulate sound wise. Which I could see. Like, I could see why they would make that decision nowadays, because that has been trending in a way.
I feel like I could make that argument for Eves or Espa with Whiplash, or you know the last run we got from Artemis. You know, that range of groups. I feel like I could make that argument there. Here, I don't know. It just feels like we dug very
That is convincing.
right. We dug really hard into the very normal K-pop sounds to the point where I feel like if they were really going for recession pop sounds, if that was on their mood board, I don't know. This something went wrong somewhere.
No.
I don't know. I would hope that's not the case, because like that feels very out there. Lead arranger is Spice Primates. It was I mean, they're a
That's a
Grammy.
name?
They're apparently a Grammy award-winning DJ, songwriting, and production duo from England, consisting of Mark Sibley and Nathan Cunningham. They have written for Katy Perry, David Guetta, DJ Snake, Chris Brown, Maluma, Florida, Ozuna, Ciara. Okay, long list
And
of
Kep1er.
artists.
And Kep1er.
Now
yes.
Kep1er.
And now Kep.
Hey, here's my thing. Number one, I got a superlative. Yo, Dion over here demolished
She's
this
killing it.
concept.
She's
She's killing
killing
it. She had like I'm gonna call her a glow up. I would say she's aged. That's kind of rude to say in general. You've aged,
What?
right? That's a rude.
Damn.
But
No.
she's decided to embrace this more mature concept fully. Is the best way for me to put it, right?
Okay.
I think she's absolutely killing it, and I think this group as a whole is embracing the fact, like Eugen's 29. Right, like honestly,
Really?
we're not babies in this group. As a whole, like people are decently. I think Zhao Ting's like 25 at this point, right? So number one, I like what we're doing there. I think this direction made sense to me, right? This specific song though, I don't know if it's the thing I would have done here, because I come off with this song being like, oh, I'm happy that Kep1er came back. That was cool. I know people in our Discord were angry we did not cover the Japanese song that came out, right? I still remember that. I don't know. A little trauma from that, but Kep1er's back. That's fun. I think the song, to an extent, I don't think it's horrible by any stretch, but at the same time, am I like, oh my god, this is an amazing Kep1er track. This is what I've been waiting for. I wouldn't go that far, right?
Not quite.
No.
I mean, you say it like, Eugen over here is like, what, like she's 29. She's clearly K-pop hag over here. And I
Whoa!
I joke.
Whoa.
No, that's clearly a joke, because like the age of 29, she's still welcome to do like, I feel like whatever concept that makes sense. And I don't think they had to go in this direction that necessarily forces them to be mature. Hyunning Bae over here is 21. It's not like they are like, they're gonna like, no, like I personally feel like I would have liked personally, like if they had dug further into Tippy Tap, like that would have been nice. That being said,
yeah, I did like that.
right, we were all really fond of that song. Now, I don't want to just like complain about how this is not a part of my wish list, this song. And so, because I do think this song has like redeemable qualities. Like if I go into like the 1 minute 50-ish mark, they start the dance break, which leads into the bridge of the song, and like it has this nice little upbeat
Bridge was good.
trap
Yeah.
change up. You know, it's got this Detroit sound. You know, very fast, that thing. And I personally felt like that was the most interesting part of the song. And like, sure, it's dance break. You know, instrumental has a lot of heavy lifting to do. Sure, let it do all the heavy lifting. But like, that also could have been a big part of the song. In this song, instead, I feel like a lot of the verses, the chorus, the bridge, it felt very predictable and felt very familiar to a point where it felt like I don't have a huge motivation to listen to this other than if I'm a very big Kep1er fan. That's where I kind of land at. And the interesting bit I got was that little dance break I mentioned. So maybe if we had the luxury of traveling back in time to, you know, go back to the drawing board a little bit, I don't know, maybe like that's one cool creative motif that I could like dig further into, showcase a little more, instead of like doing like back and forth calls of like da ba bam, bam 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 bam, like, you know what I mean, like something
do you think
that
it's a little
feels...
do you think it's too chanty, the chorus? Da, 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 da. Do you like that?
I don't know if I dislike it. It just feels just very uninteresting, if I'm completely honest. And I
It also it feels impersonal. It feels like I'm like
what do you mean?
the way I'll put it is, to me it comes, I'm not gonna say like chanty, but it comes up to a point where like it feels repetitive to me, to a point where it doesn't feel like there's any personality in it. It feels like it's like a robot saying it. You know what I mean?
It is repetitive.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like to me, it's like it's so repetitive, and it sounds like the same person saying it the entire time, that to me it comes off feeling a little impersonal. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I think you have a point there. And that I feel like is the core of what you say about a lot of these trendy choruses. Sometimes I feel like they work. I don't think it does here.
You know what? I think Zhao Ting and Diane work in this song though. I don't know how I think Hikaru 2 was doing some stuff I liked as well.
True.
Yeah, here's the thing. I thought with that Tippy Tap song we were doing something interesting. I thought with their like fake goodbye song now, Shooting Star, I really liked whatever we did there, right?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite songs of last year for sure. And then with this one, I just feel like, okay, Kep1er, I'm happy you're here. This is a, you know, I don't hate this song, but I don't think I'm moving the needle too much, which I think is a little bit of a shame point. That being said, we're still selling over 100K, which is great for them. So we're doing well on that aspect. But like, this is what I'll say: the fans of Kep1er, from what I've seen online, are like really anti Mnet/Wake1 saying that you're literally not promoting this group. Like, there's like a little bit of a revolt going on right now, is the way I'll put it. Like, people are not happy with the management of this group.
Is there not enough going on in terms of activities for this comeback?
Yeah, that's what it feels like, I think, is what these people are expressing. And I think as the group as a whole, I feel like they're not doing enough with them. Because, you know, Wake1 has like ZB1 going on, and they're about to have a new boy group with the Boys Planet 2 guys coming, right? So they kind of feel like Kep1er's kind of been thrown to the side a little bit right now. And I don't disagree with that as a whole. That, as someone who's into Kep1er.
See, here's the thing. That shouldn't be an excuse, because I'm looking at the credits, and while Wake1's credit is still there, they're named after Clap Entertainment. It's their credits are right now going to Clap Entertainment and Wake1 Entertainment. Clap Entertainment coming first because, assumably, they are taking the lead in terms of managing Kep1er. I'm looking at the Korean wiki. It sounds like they are doing essentially most of the heavy lifting for Kep1er. So my read on the situation is that this company, Clap Entertainment, which has a bit of a complicated legal situation in terms of like where they come from and who they manage. Right now, they used to manage Vanner, and that one-off recent comeback from Sister 19. Other than that, they're not doing anything else. So it could be a situation of they don't know what the hell they're doing.
I also forgot that Awake One has Isna too. So this is like they're like third on the totem pole. Right
I mean,
now,
like I said, I don't think Wake One has anything to do with this anymore. They've given all the rights to Clap the way it looks like to a company where like Clap is apparently a subsidiary of Blitzway Entertainment, which isn't even a K-pop label. That's like a company that makes toys.
Well, hopefully they're popping that bubblegum, and hopefully they don't clap that ass. I guess I don't know. I just made a bunch of puns there.
What? What? Who is clapping?
Hey, I just want everyone to be awake when we do this podcast. So I'm just gonna say outrageous shit, dude. So let's don't think about it. It happened. Let's just move on.
Doug is clapping his ass. What?
I was trying to figure out what they meant by like pop that like a bubble gum. I was trying to figure out, do they just want people to twerk?
No,
I don't know.
They want you specifically to pop your body like bubble gum.
I'm not twerking it. It's not gonna be.
You have to do it. No one
wants that.
I got a call from Chea and she was like, "Can you make Doug pop his body like a bubble gum?"
No, I'm not popping like a bubble gum, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm gonna pop up like a toaster, like Stray Kids in the next song. Apparently.
Pivot.
Let's move into the next song. We got Stray Kids, Ceremony, JYP, last two songs, the Korean ones, because they do a lot of things in Japan too. Walking on Water, Chick Chick Boom, La 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 La. Stray Kids, what yo, okay.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Here's the fact that I gotta preface this is a bad time, but I'm prefacing this. I'm watching Boys Planet 2 right now, right?
You are?
They keep doing Stray Kids songs, and it's getting me hyped about Stray Kids, right?
Yeah.
Like I think they've done 2 songs on that show. Took, and then some other one. I forgot which one. But they've done 2 Stray Kids songs, got me excited about Stray. I'm like, damn, these songs are great. And then I'm excited. I'm like, okay, Stray Kids is gonna come back on Monday. I'm excited about them right now. Hushin Long on Boys Planet keeps mentioning how Stray Kids is his favorite group because they're in the same company as him. I'm like, yeah, Stray Kids, awesome. And then I listened to the Ceremony song, and I was like, what the F is this? Honestly.
Oh, no.
So you were a little let down?
I don't know if I was a little let down versus more like, I'm confused by what they're doing right now.
What confused you? Tell me.
If I thought I was confused about the lyrics in Kep1er, I'm double confused about Ceremony. And we're hip like the hip hooray motif is wild, dude. Like
I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't know how to feel about that as a whole. I'm confused. Do we like hip hooray? Like that like the deadpan hip hooray? I thought it was kind of cool but weird. I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know, dude.
It's addictive to yell out loud, which I do think is like a positive thing. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not like hip hip hooray. It's like hip hip. You know what I mean? Like you gotta brace yourself a little bit.
It's a double, and then it's a wait, and then it's hooray.
Hooray! Hip hip.
Well, yeah. Does anyone have an initial impression? I'm just confused by this song. Like, I don't know how this came to be.
Really? You were confused?
I agree on the hip hip hooray thing, where I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. It's interesting, and it comes and goes throughout the song, so it you don't forget it. I think for me, what I was a little confused on, or like I wasn't sure how to understand this section, was when we went into the chorus, because I think to me I think this is the chorus. When we start with the ceremony, they say ceremony, and then there's a little bit of a instrumental break.
Yes.
Right? I envision this as like, okay, title of the track, bit of an instrumental break. This is supposed to be like the main, like the high point of the song.
The drop, yeah.
It was a little anticlimactic. Like it didn't. I don't know. I guess I thought it was gonna be a little more. Based on like on the structure of everything leading up to that section, I thought it was gonna be I don't know, a little more. I mean, it's not like terrible. I just thought I was a little confused as to the energy level a little bit. I thought it was gonna build a little more.
I mean,
instead of drop.
It's an EDM trap song. If the chorus doesn't work, that's like that's the make it or break it moment of the track. You know what I mean? Like
I enjoyed other parts where it was like more singing, right? Like more vocal heavy sections. I enjoyed that a little bit more.
Okay.
And I think towards the end, I think also there was a cool part with when Felix comes in. Like that feels also a little bit more
comma
to what I was expecting. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that chorus, the ceremony part.
I guess I feel similarly for different reasons. I'm not gonna touch on the chorus because I think you've talked about it enough already. First of all, Changbin is still very angry. He's every time Changbin raps, he's like yelling in my ear. He's like, oh no. He's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I didn't support you and show me the money, man. My bad. I apologize. And then Felix does his like very low voice thing. Maniac. You know what I mean? Like that's his thing.
Yeah. This is his thing.
He's like the vocal spicy sauce of the song. You know, he's there to add it in during the chorus or like key moments of the song. You still have a very good riff sample, like you start off the song with this nice little dum bum bum bum. You know what I mean? Like and it kind of becomes a key motif throughout the song. Which leads into how the chorus is structured, you know, that sort of thing. They're still reliant on this very big, braggadocious, energetic trap sound. They call it in their press releases, they call it Bailey Funk. I'm not gonna go ahead and say this is anywhere near Bailey Funk. Where's the Brazilian in this? I don't know, man. You tell me. What I got was some trap sounds. I didn't hate it. And like the stuff, like the arrangement, I thought was really nice. The percussion is really cool. The main sample riff that appears in the intro of the song has a nice little texture to it, and I do really mean that. I thought the texture and the arrangement of the song and the beat choice, all of it worked really well. The issue of the song is, despite all of that, it feels a little too familiar to me. There were clear attempts in my head to change it up a little bit. There were clearly a little bit of an attempt. For example, you have cutting up the chorus with this hip hip, hooray! You know what I mean? They do that. You know, they attempted to bring in this Brazilian funk, Bailey funk genre. Sure, they've been doing this for a while. Where like last time around, Walking on Water was more of an old school, mid school hip hop sound that was clearly something different.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it felt a little bit too familiar to me, and it feels like
I agree.
It feels fundamentally like we're running a little low on creative juice right now, and
I agree.
It feels
creative juice.
You know what the problem is? Oh, keep on. I'll back.
No. You can shift to you. What do you?
You know what the issue is?
Yeah.
Is that when you titled this song, number one, ceremony is a weird word to put in. I think like it's like they're basically trying to say it's a party. You know, we're having a big ceremony, we're having a big shindig, whatever, right? But the first chorus, when we do the hip hips so we get low there, then we do the ceremony, and then we're supposed to have fun. I think they wanted too much CGI in this, where the first half of the song is visually, in terms of the music video, it's not exciting at all. Like they don't convey excitement very well in the visuals.
Oh, right? Too CGI, too much CGI.
When we get to the second time and we do the hip hips, we're in like a party. We're in like a Matrix underground cave situation at like 2 minutes in, right? Mm-hmm. We have people, it goes hip hip and everyone goes hooray, and I'm like, oh, I get it now, right? Like that makes me feel a little more excited. And then when we finally hit the ceremony part there, and we do the chorus, and we have a really strong dance sequence, I feel excited. So the problem with me was that the whole first half of the song, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be excited, but I'm not really. you know? But once we got to the second part, I don't know if they added more sound effects or anything, but just the second half made me feel more excited. And I don't think we got that in the first half. And I think that's a bit of a shame.
Interesting. I thought the whole car race motif early on combined with the Frank Ocean Omega Sapien green hair was like, that was, I mean, what a hairstyle to rock. I mean, he killed it, but like, I was like,
so the car race scene reminded me a lot of the Speed Racer movie from like 10 years ago. It looks like that from 2008. There's a Speed Racer movie. A lot of the shots look like that. And then honestly, sadly, the most exciting part of this entire music video for me was when our Lord and Savior Lee Sang-hyuk Faker showed up at the end. And I was like,
what was that?
That's my boy Faker. You know, that's my goat. That's my guy.
I had to like think and like, oh wait, are they promoting something with like?
That's what I was too.
What happened?
I thought the first time I watched this, I said, oh shit, are we nominating like a PPL for like LCK song? Like, or is League having MS? Like, the Worlds is coming up somewhat soon. I'm like, are we promoting Worlds or something? But no, he's just there. Like, Faker's just here, which is, you know, I like Faker. He's my guy. But at the same time, I had to go back and watch it. And I'm like, is it obvious that this is like random video games throughout? And it's not really evident, to be completely honest. I thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it was super obvious.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize.
But it could. I mean, now I think like it could, but it was way at the end.
Yeah, wait there. I was like, oh, this is all just a video game and Faker's playing apparently. I was like, oh. Okay.
But Faker doesn't play those games. It's okay.
It would have been more funny if they were just in like League cosplay the entire music video. I thought that would have been like more interesting, honestly.
And it zooms out and it says Dota 2.
And like in the sky, you see like they're inside the computer screen, and you see outside the computer screen like Faker's playing the game. That would have been cooler.
Oh, as like a god figure.
Like, you know, Teletubbies, they have the baby in the sun face. That could have been Faker in the distance. Sure. Like, I think that would have been cooler. I would have been like, oh, Faker's controlling them. They're in a video game. I feel like they should have introduced Faker earlier, and it would have made way more sense. I thought. But at the end of the day, it's like, I think they made some cool attempts here, but I just feel like for a song that felt like it's called Ceremony, where Hip Hip Parang, I feel like I should have ended the song feeling like, oh man, that was cool. Like, I felt like these guys were having a huge like block party or something, and I just didn't get that enough.
Personally, here's what I'll say, leaning more into like the sound aspect. The past 3 or 4 years of Stray Kids, if I'm completely honest, there were a couple standout songs, but it also blends in a little bit. Everything after like God's Menu-ish, I would say, like Backdoor, Sorikun, boom, 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 you know, and Maniac, you know, like.
Yeah.
There's a couple that stand out, like Walking on Water or Case 143, which was a little bit more bubblegum. Like they have right. They've deviated a little bit. Other than those couple songs, it feels like there is a Stray Kids formula to making music, and it doesn't deviate too far from how K-pop typically makes music. It just feels like Stray Kids has a better grasp on like making it theirs. It helps that they have a very aggressive rapper who, you know, in his defense, he does really well. I will not lie. I think both Han and Felix do a really good job. Sorry, I keep saying Felix for some reason. Changbin. I think Changbin and Han do a really good job. Felix is a very signature person with a very noticeable, memorable voice tone. And I think all of that's cool. It's just they've all been utilized in the same format a little too many times to the point where I feel like
predictable.
It's a little too predictable. Yes, of course the song is going to begin with Changbin angrily yelling at my face for not liking the song. I get it, you know what I mean? But like,
let's have Felix sing the bridge or something. That'd be kind of cool, you know?
I want a rap verse from Felix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's have Felix rap first and the Changbin singing the bridge. That would be kind of crazy. I don't know what we would do there.
Add auto-tune to their voices and have them do like fucking Travis Scott ripoffs. You know what I mean?
I mean,
have them do house music. You know what I mean? Like,
The reality though is the group's extremely successful. They sell like 2 million plus every single release, right? So there's I don't think there's too much of an incentive to switch things up too much. But as a casual listener is what I'll call myself, you know.
Yeah.
I think we could do some change up. I think a little bit. Like, what if we had a funk comeback all of a sudden with them or something? Right? That would be kind of crazy.
This was their funk comeback. This is Bailey Funk.
This was it.
This was Trap EDM and Bailey Funk. According to them.
I don't want trap EDM. I just want funk. You know, like.
Do you want like September?
Sure. Let's do like a Stray Kids featuring Bruno Mars track all of a sudden. That'd be kind of cool.
Ooh.
All of a sudden, that might be. I want a big change up. Like I don't hate this song, but at the same time, I would say like Stray Kids, right? Like for better or for worse, that's how I felt at the end of it, right?
Hip hop is such a big genre where it encompasses so many different sounds, and I know Sriracha, those kids are like very talented. And they have the luxury of working with a different beat maker every time they come back. I noticed the arrangement credits change every time. So I think there's plenty of opportunities to change it up. And yes, they have great sales all the time, not discrediting the fans, obviously. But that also gives them the safety net to experiment a little, try other things, expand a little bit, see where things go. I think, personally, I would like to see that maybe happen next.
My last thing I want to leave on with them is that for having that many, well, at least 2 English speakers in the group, some of these lyrics were like, did they make the lyrics? Can we look this up real quick?
Yeah, no, it's always written by Sriracha.
I thought some of these lyrics were just kind of weird. Like the toaster line, that was a little strange. And then like the way like karma was pronounced sometimes, it didn't even sound like karma at a certain point, I thought.
Oh, really?
I thought for me, like, I don't know what their view of the word ceremony is, but it does not feel like a party. Like a ceremony to me feels like, shit, I gotta wear a suit today and sit in this room while some old people present awards or something. Or I gotta go to a wedding.
Oh, that's
on like the video context, right?
Yeah.
Like sports related and a lot of like, I don't know. It seemed like a competition, right? I feel like it's meant to be like an award ceremony. Like,
that's what
winning.
You thought of. I thought something else. I thought of like when you like in soccer, like when you get a goal in, they go to the camera and they do a little, like one of these. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
that's what you thought.
That's my ceremony. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of this, or like that. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of this.
Celebrating a win, then yeah.
Right, celebrating a win ceremony. Like, do your little thing.
I feel like we could have used it if they're going for that, as Warren's saying, we could have utilized that more. Each guy could have done something cool, and then like one guy scores a soccer goal, and then he does his part in the corner flag while the teammates are running behind him. I think that could have been an interesting motif, or like one guy slams dunks and the backboard breaks or something, and then he does his part. I think that could have been a cool motif that I think a lot of weird CGI too in this one for me, at least. But I have said that a couple times. But hey, Stray Kids, hey, Stays, don't be too angry at us. Y'all are selling like 2 million albums plus, guys. Like,
yeah, they're doing fine.
Hey, yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. All right, let's pivot. We have IVE, XOXZ. They are from Starship. Last 3 Korean tracks were Attitude, Rebel Heart, Ascendio. Anita, you're into this XOXZ, right? This is you?
I am.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I like this.
Sell me on it. Sell me on XOXZ.
Yeah, sell me on it too.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, first off, I thought, as per usual, music video, like concept-wise, super detail. I love the styling here. All of the sets, like I think they had like 4 different sets, maybe. Like it was all really, really cool, and I think like the production level is super high, like per usual. So that was still a good starting point. Sound wise though, I think this is the first time I've heard IVE do a more like trap hip hop type sound, but it still retains quite like the essence of IVE. Like it still feels very what's the word? Like
Ryan Johnny. No, wait. No.
well, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking more like
Okay.
it still feels like a little luxurious in a way, like very like expensive. Does that make sense? Like that's when maybe that's my perception of IVE in their concepts. Like very like, I don't know, like almost not quite high fashion, but like it feels expensive in a way. I think something about it also reminded me of Heya. If you remember that track.
Okay. Yep.
It was slightly darker, but not quite. Like it still had like a very, I don't know, like intense type of chorus in a way. I don't know. I like this. I like that they're trying out this sound, but it still feels like them. Like it feels like they molded it to them, not the other way around. Yeah, I think it kind of worked.
I'm gonna disagree with you there and say
Dang.
most of IVE after IM has been trap music. If you think about it, like go back to Baddie.
India?
Sure, Ascendia. I'm a baddie, baddie. Pretty little risky baddie. Like that. Is that not trap?
That is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like clearly trap music. Rebel Heart is not. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Attitude is not.
Sure. Attitude is not. Heya is.
Okay.
I
Maybe that's where I see the connection.
I don't remember Ascendio off the top of my head.
Ascendio is not trap. It's more like house.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I'll take that one out. But I don't think this is the first time they've dived into this kind of sound for me. And
Baddie, yes, for sure, Baddie.
the thing is, this one I felt like less like hip hop and more so R&B in a way. And I feel like, if you have a trap rhythm like this and with pop music, the line's a little unclear, and it comes down to how you want to label it. It's all up to you. So if you want to call it hip hop trap music, sure, I'll let you have that. The parts of the song that really stood out to me are these colorful, luscious, sections like the bridge and the second half of the chorus, the build up, those very, very vocal heavy sections I thought were
atmospheric.
Very atmospheric.
It is.
Very,
right? Yeah.
very angelic, very colorful. I really like those parts, if you cannot tell. Like, clearly, like, those parts I thought were amazing. The cool, ooh, that was so good. I was like, more of this, please. Yes. And then I was like trying to think, why did this song not hit on the first run? And I was like, oh, the intro's a little lacking for me. That first like verse section all the way into like the first build up is,
you're not wrong.
that's the weakest link of the song.
It's like
right.
It's like that.
Leading to that first chorus.
Yeah, leading up to the first build up, it feels very uninteresting to me. And then you get to the chorus now, which I feel very mixed about, because you get to the second half of the chorus, which is like, I was like, that's good, yes, more of this, please. But like the first half of the chorus is this,
give me the la, give me the da,
yeah,
right?
the triplet sets with like the 16th note triplets and the 8th note triplets was just like ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. And I was like, this is some of the most forced fed bullshit I've heard in terms of top lining I've heard. Like, that was like,
Dang.
what is this? Like, that felt so rushed. I don't know, man. Just that felt like the weakest part of the song. Yeah, it felt very out of place. Well, not catchy for a right reason. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Did not like that part for me. Well, you know what? Did not work for me personally. Maybe it'll work for you. Well, no, go give it a listen. What I will say is that those colorful R&B moments in the song, so good.
There's a part that I think maybe falls into what you're describing, Warren.
Yeah.
After that first chorus, it's a transition into, I think it's Gae. Is it? She has like a verse after that first chorus. That whole section I thought was really good. They're in like that's when they shift to like this field, like pastel colors.
Yes.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
That section I thought was also really good. But it is more vocal heavy. It is more singing, I guess. Heavy. not quite that triplet.
I mean, even that second verse where like the moments, it feels the moments that are very like falsetto vocal riff, like do, like that part. Yes, I like that. Get more of that, please. And
Can I
then
make some takes?
and then the rest of the verse is like which is I don't know. It's just sorry.
Okay, so-
you do your take. Yeah.
I'm a Yujin fan. We all know this. So Yujin and Ray do that triplet section at the beginning of the first chorus and the second chorus, right? Give it the da 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 da. Yo, Ray destroys Yujin on this. I don't know what it is. Like Ray's really good in this music video. I thought like she
had a bit of a
sometimes
highlight moment.
IVE comes off to me like, even though I like IVE and I like them, I think it's sometimes too Wonyoung Yujin focused. Like I understand why we do it, right? But I thought Ray demolished this thing. I think I will die on the hill that I think Liz is really underrated in general. But hey, Liz is getting an opportunity right now because the Hangout With You Normyo Mohani show, Liz is on it right now. They're doing an 80s concert special. She's on it with like 15 other singers. That's kind of cool for her. It's a good opportunity for her right there.
Nice.
So Liz is doing that, so that's cool. Yeah, I don't know, something about this song. Anita and I discussed before the podcast that this is a grower song. Like on first couple listens, you're like,
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I
have to listen to it. Go back. Yeah.
It's starting to grow on me a little bit at the time of this recording. I've listened to this all morning, all day at this point. But I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. That my first impression was like, I like 8 a.m. when I woke up was, you know? I don't think it's a good thing.
What did you say? You said,
it wasn't for me. It was more like,
I woke up.
Okay.
I fished out my laptop from under my bed. I turned it on. I turned this IVE song on, and I listened to it, and I was like, I was like, what? It was like, really? Because I don't watch any teasers or anything, as I've said recently. So I was just like, I didn't know what to expect. Played this IVE track, and I was like, I don't know. I said maybe I'll have to come back to this later, which I did, right? I don't know if that's a good thing though. It's probably not, to be honest.
I just feel like that I'm willing to overlook the slow start of a first verse, sure. But like that chorus with like, give me the X, give me the O, give me the LOVE, yeah. Give me the max, give me the top, give me the good energy. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. Whoa. No, thank you. Like, please do not take my good energy.
Okay.
You can't have this. I'm sorry. Like,
You can.
I like that they're playing into Ray being stupid and silly in that bowling scene.
Yes.
Like the way she like
I like how she just pops up randomly. I thought that was kind of funny.
Like I still enjoy how the campy moments. I still enjoy the luxurious, visualization of IVE. I like all that. Song wise, I don't know. It's the parts that I really like are paired with parts that I really don't like. So I don't know what to feel here. Yeah.
I like what we're doing with Wonyoung here as well. So this reminds me. So I've appeared on a Gabi. If you guys know who she is, Gabby. She's like a dancer. She's also like a meme machine also. But they appeared on her YouTube channel, and they were doing like basically role playing. They was doing like skits and stuff. And at one point, Gabby called Wonyoung Lucky Vicky, more like Lucky Bitchy, I think is what she called her. Right? I think and you know what? I think Wonyoung should play into that. She kind of does in this song a little bit. And I think it works because Wonyoung has so many haters already. I think she should just overtly feed the trolls. I think she should, with more content. I think they should just do that, like reverse marketing onto her haters.
Maybe it's a different show we're talking about, but like on another show, like a producer was like, "You're not really a lucky Vicky, you're like a lucky bitch." And I was like, And then she was like, "You mean like the beach, right? The ocean side? Yes." I was like,
Yeah.
"It's like you."
I think we got to play into that. That being said, this IVE song, I don't know. I'm mixed. I like parts. Definitely like parts. I like what we're doing atmospherically. And honestly, I think Ryan Jun did pretty good on this one. He's essentially making like all of their title tracks at this point, right? It seems like
Ryan Jun is not involved in this track. I don't know where you got that idea.
He's not.
He's nowhere on the credits.
Thank goodness.
I swear to God, I looked up something and it said Ryan Jun, and I was completely wrong.
The song was written by Diederik van Elsas, Parrish Washington, Julie Frost, Emma Rosen, Christine Carpenter.
No, you're right. I literally talked about this with Anita before the podcast. I was like, wait, Ryan Jun's not on this one. I just completely forgot. I guess I'm so tuned into that.
Yeah, Trackside made this.
I think it's pretty good. I was having fun with it. I will check out the live stages.
I mean, I'm gonna check out the live stages regardless, Anita. Come on. Yeah, I don't. What do we want IVE to do going forward in the end of 2025, 2026? If you were producing IVE, what kind of sound are we doing with the next comeback? What are we doing?
I want more of this colorful R&B shit that they did in this song.
I agree.
Give it this nice
to the R&B.
Orchestral arrangement. Maybe a little Red Velvet, but a little more upbeat. I don't know. I'm just blurting words out here. Give it a little Ariana Grande. Give it a little. I don't know. I think they have the vocals.
Okay, a little Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be good.
Yeah.
Hire me, Starship. K-pop consultants. And here we are. They do that and they're gonna flop instantly. Like, you fucking know it. I mean.
All right. Yeah. I don't know why I'm still confused about my Ryan Jun thing. I don't know. Number one, as much as I like to shit on the guy, he does make a lot of bangers. That's my take on him. Also, he's gone social media silent lately this year. I don't know what that means, but he was very active for a while. Maybe it's because he imploded his own group. But that's what I gotta say that one more time before we pivoted. All right, let's go to the other songs this week. There's a lot of them. Secret Number, Don't Touch, Moonbyul, Goodbyes and Sad Eyes, Junie Energy, 8-Turn Electric Heart, Teen Top Cherry Pie, Queen's Eye, Acha, Pablo Vittar and Nmix Mexi. That's interesting. B2B Hyunchik with The Answer. Jinny, formerly of Secret Number, Everglow, Just Be Too Late. AB6 Stupid. Chanyeol Happy Accident featuring Soul. NCT Wish Baby Blue, which was a pre-release. And then G1 from Signature, right? She has rebranded herself into ZZ1, but it's Korean. In English, it's ZZONE, but in Korean, it's GG1. So it still has G1 in it. And she released Devil's Jam. Oh, that's the song she has over there. All right. SojuScore. Last week on episode 340, we had Identity with Boytude with a 6.43. We had Young Posse Freestyle with a 6.63. And then we had Cordis with What You Want with a 5.7. There was also a lot of discussion about Cordis, right? A lot of people were talking about this group and what they're doing. I saw some of the live stages from them, and I feel like the angstiness made way more sense on the live stage than it did in the music video. That was my real takeaway. Like, it made more sense live. I don't know why it did, but it did. The songs this week: Kep1er, Bubblegum, Stray Kids Ceremony, IVE, XOXZ. All right, the first song is Kep1er's Bubblegum. It's a tough one for me. I did listen to this one a lot this week, and I initially was like, I don't know, but at the same time, I think a lot of that has to do with I'm not the biggest fan of the lyrics of this song, but at the same time, I think the vibe was decent, and I like the darker direction we're going with the group. I settled on a 6. I just thought it was good. I don't think it blew my socks off, but I thought it was aight.
Dang, I thought I was gonna be the low one. I also gave it a 6. I think, I don't know, to me the weakest part was the chorus. It's catchy, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it that it's catchy. Still pretty good. 6.
I'm not sure what the approach is here. Do we want to just keep doing phoned in production for the rest of the run? I don't know. I'm a little lost. It felt directionless, uninteresting.
Damn.
I don't know. I have a 3.
Damn. Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Not
Whoa!
that low.
Okay. SojuTalk Nation and Kochi Gang also voted. They gave this one 6.35. Damn, I'm shocked. As a result, 5.34. Damn, Warren. Damn, I thought like 5.4 at the worst. 3. Next we got Stray Kids with Ceremony. For me with this one, I just don't think it came together all the way. You know, if I'm really honest with myself on this one, it's like it's a 4 or a 5. Like, it's not great.
Do a 3, Doug. Don't leave me here in the dark.
No.
Come join me.
You know what? I'm thinking about this. I didn't like some of the lyrics. I was not a huge fan of the hip hip hooraying.
You mean hip hip?
I'm at a 4 with this one, to be completely honest.
Wow.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
underwhelmed for Stray Kids, especially because I had hyped myself up while watching Boys Planet 2 Stray Kids cover stages. Yeah.
Wow. I'm the generous one this week. I had a 6. I think I still feel like I the vibes in the verses I think were good. It's the chorus again for me in this one. I don't know. I wanted a little more energy, but I don't hate it. I still had a good time.
If I'm completely honest, I'm fundamentally like feeling like Stray Kids need a little bit more, little something more. This is the title track of their full length album release, and I noticed a lot of effort. I noticed that these people are putting a lot of effort to change things up. I can hear it, I can see it. Like they've thought about it. That effort is very clearly there. But I also think fundamentally there needs to be a couple change-ups, and I'm not really hitting that right now. And I know I can go to the B-sides for different adventures from Stray Kids and Sriracha and whatnot, but right now with the stuff we're getting, I don't know. I appreciate the effort, but it's blending in a little with the rest of the stuff they've done. I have a 5.
Okay. So just Nation also voted. They gave this track a 5.31, and as a result, it gets a 5.08. Damn. And then finally, we have IVE with XOXZ. You know what, guys? You guys sold me on the atmospheric nature of this song, and the potential of growth here with my listening. I still settle on a 6 though, guys. It's a 6.
Where were we at before?
It was at like a 5 or a 6. I wish I could give a 5.5. I bumped it a little. I bet you by next week though, I'm like, this is a 9, guys. No, it's a 6.
Dang.
God damn it.
I mean, is this the number of the devil again with you?
No, it's 7. It's a 7.
Oh, whoa!
I'm enjoying this. I don't know. Maybe I like this interpretation of IVE with a hip hop flavor or a hip hop sound. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I'm waiting for the live stages.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed this. I saw sparks of something greater, but I don't think this was it yet. I have a 6.
Yet.
Okay. And
Give me
then
more.
also voted 5.94 from them, under a 6.
Oh.
Rare. As a result, it gets a 6.24. All right. Not the highest score this week, guys, but it happens. The Soju scores are Kep1er Bubblegum 5.34, Stray Kids Ceremony 5.08, IVE XOXZ 6.24. Finally, we are at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yeah, we have quite the list today. First up, we have Blackpink with Jump. They won in Show Music Core, giving them a total of 10 wins so far.
Goddamn!
Congrats. Yeah. Next, we have All Day Project with Famous. Third win, winning on Inkigayo. Then we have Key with Hunter.
Famous.
Yeah, they're still winning. But Key won with Hunter, Show Champion, Music Bank. 2 wins so far with that one. Then we have NCT Wish with Surf on M Countdown. And then Kiki with Dancing Alone on the show. Congratulations.
So I saw a clip that Key was at the Amazing Saturday filming. They were filming a new episode. And during one of their mini breaks, because I'm sure they take breaks filming that show, it's a long show, he found out on his phone that he had won Music Bank.
Oh.
So he showed Taeyeon, and then he started crying. So he was very touched to have won Music Bank. So shout out to my boy Key.
That's a big
He's
one.
doing great.
Yeah.
All right. That ends part 1. So just talk episode 341. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it, part 2 of SojuTalk episode 341 with some news and events from the past week. Hey, as an ISNA fan, this one's the oof. It finally happened, sadly. Yoon Ji-yoon has reportedly left ISNA. This was the report by Spot TV News. This happened like after we recorded on last Monday. And then it was followed up by Awake One messaging saying like, yep, she's gone. They stated, quote, after long and careful consideration, Yoon Ji-yoon has decided to conclude team activities. Since the beginning of this year, Yoon Ji-yoon has been focusing on rest and recovery. And during that time, the company and the artist had in-depth discussions on the direction of future activities. As a result, it was decided that Ji-yoon would be stepping away from group activities with her health as a top priority. Therefore, ISNA will carry on their journey as a 6-member group from now on. Within this, though, she's not out of contract. On their artist website, it's now ISNA, and she has her own photo. So I don't know what that means, but she's not out of the company. They did not terminate the contract. She's just not in this group.
Interesting. It's also kind of shocking to me because like typically when a member drops out like this, we get a little handwritten, heartfelt letter. Guys,
nothing.
Right,
Dude.
that nothing happened this time around. She just disappeared. So I don't know. Like if I was a fan, I'd be shocked in all the wrong ways. It's a little sad.
Yeah, like she made it into the group, right? Great, fantastic, right? And then I don't think she was in anything ISNA related. Period. The first song was ISNA. I don't think she's even in that. It's rough, right? Like, and the sad thing is like, okay, so in the nature of a competition show group, right? There's we got down to 1 picks at the end, guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, she wasn't ISNA. She wasn't that. Yes, she wasn't ISNA, and she wasn't in anything since then. She was in the debut thing. I just looked it up. Cool. She wasn't in anything else. Weird. As I was saying, it's a culture of 1 picks. The Ji-yoon fans they picked up the pitchforks, guys. They're not happy. Yeah. I don't know if it's settled down now, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it was ablaze with Ji-yoon fans not being happy, which understandable, to be completely honest.
I mean, hopefully she's doing well, like health wise.
Yeah, the thing about this, we have zero information. Period. There's been a zero, nothing.
I'm doing a little bit of Googling, and it looks like and this is very bad for Idol. I'm just saying the situation is bad. I'm not calling her bad. The last time she had direct fan contact was July of this year, where she left a handwritten letter about there's a lot of things going on. I can't say any of them. Like, I'm gonna try to endure it. I love my fans. I love you guys. That sort of thing. And like K-pop, the way it works right now, if you aren't able to connect with your fans regularly, it's not. I don't know. It's just I'd be concerned. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's got a phone. She's got internet. Why not let her write like a letter that says goodbye? You know what I mean? Like,
The other issue is because there's been zero like information from anyone. You know how people start to speculate, and when people start to speculate and look into everything, people come up
Yeah.
with weird theories,
Yeah.
and some of them are just like wild. That's been happening too. You know,
what's
and I don't think it's.
what's the wildest fan theory that you've seen?
So there's a group of fans, I don't know if we could even call them fans, who believe that a manager was inappropriately touching her, and that's why they kicked her out of the
What?
group. Yeah.
They kicked her out of the group.
That better be a rumor.
That better be not
Better
true.
false.
Like there's people like parsing through every single like footage of them in public. You could Google it. It's a thing. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm just saying that this is what I've seen. You could
This
Google
is
it,
one
and
of
it's
the
a
worst
thing.
ones.
Yeah.
Dang. I really hope that's false. And
Exactly. That's why I'm like, holy shit. You would think you would say
no.
something to clarify it's not that, right? I would hope.
yeah.
But that's like, yeah, that's one of the things people are saying online. So I don't really know.
Transparency, please. Wake One, give us transparency.
Yeah, so we literally have no clue what's going on. It's a shame because like she was one of the most polarizing people on the show because she
Yeah,
had such
yeah.
a like a nonchalant attitude, and she had a big storyline with Junghoon on the show where they came into the show as friends. Then there was a beef, and they hated each other. Then they quashed the beef over like 4 episodes. Like there was a whole storyline, and like there was a cold shoulder incident, and like she didn't hug her, and like it was one of the biggest dramas of the whole season. So, and at the end, everything got reconciled. They both made it into the group. It was like they tied it with a bow. It was great, right?
Oh.
And and she's from a family. She has, I think she was raised by a single father. That was another storyline for June. So everyone was like, yeah, let's do it for June's dad. Like that was another thing. So like it's just kind of sad that we're not gonna run through any of that.
Dang.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey, best of luck to her. Hopefully we'll see her in some
Yeah.
capacity
Yeah, really
at some
hope she's
point.
doing well.
That's
Yeah.
she's a great singing voice. Next thing. So Adore switched to CEO again. I don't know what that means. They switched it again. I have info on this though. So you remember in August of last year, they appointed the HR specialist lady, right?
yeah.
Right.
Ju Young as CEO in order to separate production and management and stabilize its organizational structure through appropriate personnel restructure. So basically, this lady, because she's an HR specialist, dealing with their HR crisis within the company, guys. You remember, like that's why they hired her. And they say with those goals now accomplished, the board chose to shift towards a system that can more swiftly support artist activities and business. Technically, they have no artists right now. They only have trainees, but entrusting the role to a leader with hands-on expertise in label management. So the newly appointed CEO, Lee Do-kyung, joined HYBE in 2019. In 2022, she served as vice president of HYBE Music Group's IPX business division, which focused on expanding artist IP-based businesses, playing a key role in advancing solutions that leverage artist IP. So they have someone who is more, business focused as the CEO now, is essentially what they're doing.
I mean,
Hi.
the whole Kim Ji-young situation was, if you go back to our read on it a couple episodes ago, you'll see it. But we talked about that, how that is probably a temporary measure. Like, Kim Ji-young's entire resume is in HR. She was the HR lead of Yuhan Kimberly, then Crafton, then HYBE. So, it makes sense that they brought her in to kind of clean up this situation. And now that we're going into the final phase of the situation, it looks like they brought this lady in to...
more of a traditional CEO type, with a business acumen.
Right.
Like that.
If she's leading the HYBE IPX situation, you know, I think that says a lot about how much trust Hive has for this person. So,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Hey, in terms of big hit good news, TXT announced at their concert that they have all renewed their contracts. So that's cool, and that probably covers the lads through military, I would assume, because I don't know if they're. Let me look up how old's the oldest guy in this group. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yeonjun is 25. Yep. So this will probably carry them through military era. So good for them.
The first group that we covered the debut of that's getting a renewed contract in SojuTalk.
It might be because they're March 2019, so there's a chance of that.
Maybe.
TXT is a group we've covered since their debut.
Since debut, yeah,
it's 7 years. Wow. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's crazy. We are old.
Yeah.
When Stray Kids is 27. I don't know when the official debut was, but it's around.
We didn't cover the Stray Kids debut. Yeah.
No, yeah, that was January. We started in in the summer. Yep. Yeah. It might be actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, actually. and then I think the other one is G Idol because they were May 2018, but I think TXT debuted a little bit before them. So yeah, it might be.
Oh man.
Wow.
Are we due for a 7-year contract renewal, guys? You want to sit around?
What contract?
Talk about this real quick.
Maybe not, but we could talk about Huntrix. So it is the first song to pass 900 hours of perfect all kills.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Wow!
In fact, I have the blurb here. It is not perfect all killing anymore. It stopped at 965 hours.
Man, we were so close to 1,000.
Yeah, second place, Nujin's Ditto 655. So it's 300 hours. So more than 10 days of perfect all kills more than Ditto.
Wow.
It's insane.
That is insane.
I mean, okay, here's my take. We were going to, you know how we were like, oh, Jenny Like Jenny is probably the song of the year. I think it's kind of undeniable. Unless we actively exclude fake groups, it has to be golden at this point, does it not?
Who's Jenny? What has she contributed to the Honmun? I don't think she has.
Hey, guys, if you're watching Boys Planet 2, they had a boy stage of Like Jenny. It was really good. Highly suggest everyone go check it out. The poster child of the season was in the center too. It was great. Hey, Huntrix Golden. I'm pretty sure it re-peaked at #1 this week on Billboard as well. I think it did.
Once
again. Oh my god.
Just keeps going.
So it's undeniable. And they're now doing select theatrical releases of a sing-along version of the movie.
Of the movie? Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, like I saw that EJ and then Arden Cho and other people went to the first one in California, and then I believe on Netflix they're releasing the sing-along version as well. So you could watch it with the lyrics on the screen, so you could scream your head off and piss off your neighbors. Yeah.
Don't do it at your home, but like do it. There was this Reddit post about like a parent who took their kids to like a sing-along event for K-pop Demon Hunters in the UK, in England somewhere, I forget where. And then there were like 3 kids in the theater, and like the kids were trying to like obviously sing along, and then like the audiences around them were giving them like looks like, what, like, you know what I mean, like, don't sing, I guess.
That's what it is, though.
And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, they're kids. Like,
yeah,
sure, I love the movie, it's good stuff, but also it's like, this is like the new Let It Go. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like,
the whole point of the theatrical release was for it to be a sing-along too.
But apparently the adults in the room were like, don't sing along.
That's rough. I mean, hey, we all dealt with the Minecraft chicken jockey stuff, you know? So like, why not over here? Come on.
I would gladly take this over La 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 Lava all day.
All right, so the next news, WeI. Hey, first of all, shout out to my boy Johan. You remember he was in X1 and then they got screwed after one song, and then he's in WeI, and WeI's not doing the best in the world. But WeI will be making a comeback second half of the year. Normally we wouldn't report on this, but the key thing is it's with 5 members excluding Junseo, because he's on Boys Planet 2 right now. And what I wanted to talk about real quick was he's on Boys Planet 2 and he's currently ranked 4th. So Warren, if you could adjust the screen a little bit, yeah, their kid in this group, Junso, he's in 4th place right now, so he's a good shot to debut in this upcoming group. I don't know what that means for VI, but for Junso on an individual level, that's a good thing, I would assume for him, right? So, all right, Boys Planet. I'm gonna give it like a 5-minute blurb about Boys Planet this year. It's a weird season, guys. Like, I don't think I've ever seen more like force feeding of certain contestants on this show. Like, it is so obvious who they want you to like. For instance, there was a stage this week where they were doing the position battles. And in the position battles, if you choose dance, you got to choreograph the entire dance and then you do the stage, right?
Right.
They did this amazing performance. They focused on the kid that ended up being the center of the performance, but they gave literally 0 screen time to the guy who made this entire choreography out of nowhere. Like, literally no screen time. And one of the guys in this group made this fantastic choreography, and I was just like, he really got the short end of the stick of this. It was to like Jenny. And the guy who made the choreography was Harry June from Dark B, DKB.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like the Mr. Congeniality right now. He's that contestant that you could tell all the other contestants like. And because of that, his ranking's starting to skyrocket because it's pretty obvious that he's doing way better than he barely made it to this current round. He was 47th out of 48 kids who survived, and reports are now his voting's in the top 20. So he's doing well. But this week, he choreographed this entire like Jenny thing, and they gave him 0 screen time period. And people were really pissed because they were trying to promote this one other contestant. And there's many examples of that throughout the entire the show this week. I mean, as a whole. And it just feels like, man, they really want you to like these like 10 kids, and they're gonna make the group out of it. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's how they get around like no rigging, right?
Yeah.
They're just gonna edit it.
Yeah, they're just gonna edit it. I would say at the moment, there's probably 2 kids I'll bet my house on are making the group. There's this kid at the top, Sangwon. He's the kid from Training A. He's the face of the show. He's going to finish 1 or 2, guarantee, 100%. And then the other one, the number 1 Chinese kid, Zhou Shin. He's in number 2 on this photo, 100% making it. He's going to make it. It's obvious. Those are the 2 main guys. We got some other guys in, and I would say the other one, the third one, I think has a really good shot. This Leo guy, he auditioned with Sangwon, and he's also a trainee A guy. He's in 5th in this photo. I'm pretty sure he's making it. Those are the 3 I would bet on. So yeah. Yep. But hey, going back to WeI, hey, this Junso guy might be living your group for a while, which is a good and bad thing. Good thing because he's going to individually do really well. Kind of sad because he won't be in WeI for many years probably because of that.
For a bit. Yeah.
I will also bet my house on all of those bets because I don't have a house. Yeah.
Sangwon though, that's the easiest bet in the world. Unless it comes out that he's like murdering people on the side like Dexter or something, he might still make the group actually at this point. He's just he's just like, I think what I saw was like when they showed his point total versus the 48th guy, he was like 50 times higher or something. He was 50% higher than the kid in like 2nd place. So it's like it's like, let's say the 2nd place guy got 10 million points. Sangwon was at like 15 million. Like he's making this group. It's ridiculous. But yeah, check out Boys Planet though. It's kind of fun, I guess. I just watch it casually. Next thing, former Vicha member Kaylee, now that she's free from JYP, released a debut single called Cotton Candy. You could go check that out if you want to support her still. And with this release, completely wipes her hands clean of all things JYP. I would say this is the end of the everything, right? Because now she's releasing her own music independently.
Best of luck
for her. And I'm excited for this girl set thing that's gonna happen next week. I want to see what it's gonna be like, because like I've been seeing Cat's Eye in these Gap ads fighting Sydney Sweeney. You know, just saying. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing the discourse online, guys. Yeah. Next thing, Billy Haruna is going to rejoin Billy's future activities. If you remember a couple weeks ago, this was the girl who they had the home invader incident.
Oh yeah.
where the guy broke into the dorm or wherever she was at. But they've evaluated it with the medical staff and lawyers, and she will be making a reintroduction into the group. It's only been like 2 weeks, but they're gonna put her back. Next thing, Warren mentioned Vanner at some point today. I think it was the Kep1er's new company, right?
Clap Entertainment. Yes.
Yeah, they announced this week that Vanner's on Infinite.
Sorry, they're on what? Did you say?
Indefinite. Oh, not infinite. Indefinite hiatus is what they are on now. So, yeah. Bye, Vanner. I guess.
Definite.
Damn.
Another one of the mid-tier groups to go bye-bye. Yeah.
Wow.
And then finally, I got some tours here. I got Wendy World Tour. Let's go, Wendy. She's hitting up a lot of spots. I got Key with Keyland. He's hitting up. He's going to Asia and also the United States. So you could go see Key.
Nice.
And then I got Leo Presents with the Purple Kiss essentially goodbye tour. Is what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And I heard it's already been rough. There's been fan events and there's been a lot of tears and people are not happy and yeah. Also in terms of tours, right? Zipker on the Discord, he gave a rough estimate on which cities had the most K-pop acts visit them in 2024, right?
Okay.
I just want to go into this a little bit. Los Angeles, 37 K-pop artists came.
Okay.
New York City, 34.
Wow.
Chicago, 29. Dallas, 26. Atlanta, 25. And San Francisco, 25 are the big ones. And then you have smaller spots like Washington, D.C., Seattle, Houston, Phoenix. The surprising one to me was like Boston, 4. Because they like Koreans think that Boston and New York are like close, but they're not, you know? That's kind of rough. But other places to get next. Sacramento got someone come. Madison, Wisconsin, someone came and visited.
Wisconsin.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma.
We got Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Columbus, South Carolina. Hey, so apparently some K-pop people went there. And another place I thought was weird that we don't see more acts going is only 3 acts visited Las Vegas. That would be an interesting thing, wouldn't it?
Huh.
That'd be kind of fun if you plan the trip, you go to Vegas and you see a K-pop act while you're there. That'd be kind of, you know, there's a whole culture.
Like, that's a more adult demographic, right? Like,
yeah.
For Vegas.
I don't really see K-pop.
Yeah, it could work. Yeah.
Yeah, but the people going to concerts a lot are like people in their 20s with money. You know, unless your parents are just funding your concerts.
Depends your demographic for each group. Yeah.
The K-pop concerts I've been to have been some have not. So I can't really say go to Las Vegas, but
depends. Yeah.
And then finally, GOT7 Jookyung is going to the military. Best of luck.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's all the news. Next week in terms of music, I got Sunmi, Soojin, Im Young-un, the Thanos is coming. We have Girl Set re-debut, Zero Base 1, Treasure, Monsta X, NCT Wish, and 2PM's Jun K. So those are the acts coming in the next week. That's all I got.
It feels like we're heading into a slower period in K-pop. Typically this time of the year, around like early fall, it slows down a little bit. Let me swap my screen so we can pivot. Hello. We got some mail.
Hi.
Yeah, look at that.
You got mail?
Look at the corner of the screen. It says, "Help me, K-pop consultants." Oh, it's another round of people who need our help. All right, let me go to the next screen. Let's read this email. This is from CEO Kim of anonymous K-pop entertainment label. Subject: driving Western market value capture. He says, "Dear SojuTalk consultants, we are mobilizing a high priority launch for our next gen idol asset. The US fan economy remains a blue ocean growth adjacency, yet headwinds, slowed touring velocity, muted engagement outside of K-pop Demon Hunter signal the need for strategic calibration. We seek your partnership to co-create a market entry blueprint that activates a synergistic fandom flywheel, de-risks demand trajectories, and codifies an omni-channel engagement stack for scalable resonance and monetization. Please advise on bandwidth to align and mobilize. Best regards.
Damn.
That was a lot of bullshit.
All these words.
Luckily for you, I was able to figure out what he's saying. I think he's saying...
Translate.
I was able to translate his fucking business bullshit lingo. And I think he's saying that he wants his K-pop group to debut in the West. He wants the K-pop group to push out into the West. He wants to strategize Western market, you know? The question is the audience for it still here? Because... I think he's onto something. Like this year in K-pop in the West, I don't know. It feels people have been saying it feels a little weaker, just a little bit. You know,
people are like dooming honestly about it. It feels like it.
Really?
Right.
Yes.
So like my question, I guess CEO Kim's question is, are people like fear mongering and doom posting, or are we like onto something here? Like what do we think? You know what I mean? Like
my initial feelings on this is that the market is there and the appetite is there, but in certain aspects, concerts were so saturated that it's a little rough right now. You know,
the market is there, but it's a little saturated, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would say the intrinsic market for people consuming content is there. But in terms of monetizing in the West, it's rough right now because we're so saturated.
I agree. Like, I agree the market is definitely there. I also, it's definitely saturated. Like, both in... This came up in the Hot Topics bonanza last week, too, right? Remember, one of the Hot Topics was about...
17 concerts ain't selling too well, which in certain spots is a little bit of a fact.
Well,
right?
that too, but also, like, the take about there's too many K-pop groups. There's just not enough demand for all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I do think we're a little saturated at the moment. And the proof of that is the amount of mid-tier groups that are going away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
disband.
I also do want to know, like, if I think about K-pop, like the golden heydays of K-pop in the West, I think about three entities, right? I think of 50/50. Yeah.
50/50.
I also think about New Jeans.
No, James.
And I also think about Le Sserafim. You're
talking about like the recent era of the things that people liked in the West,
right? Like the new generation post Blackpink, BTS. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
50/50 obviously had a huge hit with Cupid. Yeah. Le Sserafim. Like I don't know if you guys felt this or not, but like there was a whole meme culture around like.
Oh my god, the Chaewon male fans are voracious.
Yeah, how are you gonna compete with Chaewon when, like, you know what I mean? Like that was a whole meme. Yeah. You know, like, and like rightfully so. And with New Jeans, like they were pushing out a lot of good music and was hitting a bit slightly different audience and like, you know, like
man.
Yeah.
2025 New Jeans tour that's never gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
It would have been monstrous.
It feels like that they left these three groups left a bit of a gap. 50/50, their trajectory is now completely shifted because of that Cupid situation. We all know what's going on with New Jeans. Le Sserafim, I feel like they've slowed down just a little bit with their releases.
You're not wrong. I don't think the last era was as highly touted as some of the other one. That's
for
how I feel.
Yeah. I'm not saying the songs are bad. I'm not saying the fans didn't like it. I'm just saying that I noticed a little bit less. I'm personally seeing it a little less in my social media or within my personal circle, which is anecdotal evidence. So I'm not gonna say it's hard evidence, but I'm noticing a bit of a shift, and I feel like there's a bit of a gap here that hasn't been completely filled. A part of the fill, I think, right? I think Doug mentioned this before we started recording, was Cat's Eye.
Oh, yeah, Cat's Eye. Woo!
Which, gnarly, I think, whether I like the song or not, is on track to be Song of the Year at this point. Fair?
It's out there.
It's a contender. It's a contender.
It's been like the biggest.
I put it top 5.
Yeah, like it's a huge hit with like.
the Americans.
Yeah.
It's meme level though. Like like it's
No, they like it, Anita. As far as
I mean it as in like people reference it without knowing all of the context of like Cat's Eye, like who they are, or like that they're even are associated with K-pop, if you know what I mean.
No, I agree. Like that's the thing. Is like I've noticed. Here's the thing. There is definitely a part of the audience that enjoys gnarly, and there's a part of the audience that enjoys gnarly ironically because it's a fucking meme. And like, I am of the second audience a little bit. I've noticed the first audience sometimes don't know that Cat's Eye is K-pop or hype. You know what I mean? Like they're missing that context. And they just hopped onto gnarly because this shit. No, yeah, this is hard. Gang. You know what I mean? Like that's. And like, so my answer is: does Cat's Eye gnarly really feel? Is that hitting the K-pop? I guess it's like it's playing the role 50-50 played with Cupid a little bit. You know,
a bit, yeah.
And then the other bit of this discussion is clearly Golden.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
KDH.
Which even that's a little K-pop adjacent. Like that's not K-pop. That's a musical movie soundtrack.
True.
Yeah, here's the problem, right? Here's what I've identified as the issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Consultant
With the
Doug, go.
groups-
Doug?
With the groups in the middle segment, the 50-50 New Jeans of Seraphim, right? I don't feel like people are telling their non-K-pop tuned in friends, like, do you know this group? La Seraphim? You heard of them?
Oh.
You know, like I don't think people are doing that, but I think like a group like Cat's Eye, just the diversity of the members, how we're singing in English primarily, how we're based in Los Angeles, how you can go to the ball and you could see these girls on the ad and you'll be like, oh, the girls on the Gap ad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're at the point now where people can tell their friends like, yo, do you know who Cat's Eye is? They're like, who's that? It's like, you know, have you been to the mall? You saw the girls in the ad, or like you've heard that gnarly song?
Oh yeah,
And
the Taki song. Yeah.
It's like past the point of not being like, I don't want to say K-pop's taboo, but inherently it's a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there's a bar to it.
A little bit right now.
Where-
Yeah.
Where Cat's Eye does not have that bar, I don't think, or has a way less of a bar.
Cat's Eye's
than,
broken
like,
into the
traditional
mainstream.
K-pop
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Cat's Eye, that's where I'm saying like Cat's Eye has broken into the mainstream. It feels a little unfair to say that they are K-pop vanilla, which you
They're not K-pop.
no, like audience perception wise, not. They clearly were not marketed to be. They were clearly from the get go. You know, there was a lot of effort put into making sure that they hit a different bit of audience than the ones in that the ones like 50-50 New Jeans or Le Seraphim does. So the question goes back to, sure, there have been successful moments in K-pop this year. You know, you could throw in the Blackpink tours, which has a bit of criticism, but it's selling out like hotcakes. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
The question becomes, is there demand for K-pop in the West, or is it on the decline?
Well,
I need to go first. I gotta organize my thought.
I think there is some demand for it because I don't think we've quite replaced where we were at with like 50-50 New Jeans of Seraphim. I don't think it's been a replacement of that. Or oversaturation of that type of sound, right? But I go back to the examples of Cat's Eye and K-pop Demon Hunters, where it feels like it's almost like K-pop but not advertised as K-pop, if you know what I mean.
Right. These are K-pop adjacent. I wouldn't say this is K-pop.
So I feel like if anything, I feel like the way K-pop is perceived maybe has changed, but the demand for it is still there. Maybe it's a demand for a different a different type, a different like marketing concept. I don't know what the word would be for it, but
you think demand?
Like when I think of Cat's Eye,
demand is still strong,
Yeah.
but it has shifted in what they want.
possibly.
Okay, I set up this
Based
nice
on
XY axis graph that to kind of plot where you are, but now you've made it impossible for me to plot where you are because now it's a qualitative. It's okay.
Here's the thing.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't think the demand of actual people who are into K-pop has really changed. Like people who are inherently into
Right.
K-pop.
Okay.
I think it's just like who's willing, like, because there's a certain amount of K-pop fans. They're into certain groups. When they tour, they'll come see. Period. Right. The real crux of this, if we were actually consulting someone, it's like, hey, if you want to be more than just a K-pop group that tours in the US because you have K-pop fans, you're gonna have to do certain things, right? Like
Right.
in my
Yes,
head,
you're gonna
here's a
have to
couple things
shift.
you're gonna have to do. You're either going to need, you're gonna have to sing, you're gonna have to have English in your lyrics, period. Like primarily English lyrics, right? Number one. Number two, you're gonna need very diverse kids in your group. I think, in my opinion, if you're trying to reach non-K-pop fans, we're gonna need diversity in our lineup here, right?
Okay.
And then I
what
think
seems to
another
be
thing
working.
is,
Yeah.
and I'm not throwing shade at anyone. We're gonna try not to piss off projective fans and do problematic things, like we don't want a Tarzan situation.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
No, that's like the reality of
Yes.
it, right? Like we don't want that kind of like. Why are you gonna alienate some of the people we're trying to attract to our group, right? Like that's something. But the problem is when you do those things, we diversify, we get English in the lyrics, we diversify the lineup. We're trying to be culturally sensitive, right? When we do those things and we add it up together, the end up group is probably not even a K-pop group. That's the
You go back to the question of, is XOXZ K-pop?
yeah, that's what you end up with
Yeah.
if you're trying to do that kind of.
I feel like finding the right balance is always important. And I feel like there is a benefit to be had to keeping certain surface level characteristics of your group Korean. As in, XOXZ has Yoontae. Yoontae is, guess
Korean
what? She
member.
Korean as hell. That girl is Korean. Like, and that is a big crux. That is a big characteristic of that group, is like, oh, like they baby her and like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, Korean little girl. That's a big part of how that group is perceived with the fans. So I do think you can't just completely strip your group away of like these Korean connections. You got to make sure that's still alive and it's deducible that this is a K-pop export. On the other hand, I definitely agree with Doug. You can't have Tarzan pulling up with like tan skin and braids. That is just saying I don't want any of my music consumed in the West.
Right?
Right. Like, it's interesting because the more English you have in your lyrics, there's also the flip argument of, are you alienating your Korean audience?
You are,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So the actual consultant answer to this would be, well, finding that balance is really difficult. We know that balance. We'll make sure you hire us. So long-term projects.
I think in the modern day, what you're gonna have to do is, how traditionally K-pop groups do, like, hey, we do one Korean release and then we'll do one Japanese, right? Like Stray Kids does that a lot. I think you're gonna have to, number one, throw out the Japanese market if we really dead set on making it in the West, right? And you have to basically commit yourself to doing a Korean thing and a Western thing instead of traditionally a Korean thing and a Japanese thing.
So you got to pick and choose. You can't do both battles.
I don't think you can sustain both, and even doing the two is going to strain your kids, but they have to be prepared to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, you're gonna have to come in with a game plan, be like, hey guys, we're gonna have to we should do a live in English every week too. Like, we're gonna have to make an effort, We just can't casually have the English people once in a while turn on the Instagram and do it. We're gonna have to make a concerted effort. Like, whenever we release a video on our YouTube channel doing side content, it has to be subbed. 100%. We cannot release this unless it's subbed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna have to actively make our kids take English classes. We're gonna have to make an active effort, and I think then you stand a better chance.
I do think it also goes the other way. Like, the thing with the Japanese market is we typically don't talk about this because, surprise, surprise, none of us are a part of the Japanese audience. But the Japanese market is big. It is
Yeah.
Huge.
the benefit of the Japanese market is that it is very, very easily penetratable because there is a very high demand for K-pop there.
Yep.
The demand for K-pop in Japan is something where you don't need to shift too many things around.
Nope. Just
It's very-
shift the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
feasible.
very low investment is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Low investment cost. Yeah. And you get access to what is the fourth biggest music market?
Fourth biggest music market, probably most devoted fans if you hit them right. You know what I mean?
Crazy devoted
Like,
fans. Yeah. Like the Japanese market is for idol culture, yes, it is a gold mine right there. I've personally felt like a lot of groups are shifting towards the Western audience and trying things out in the West, largely because we really don't know how much money there is to be made here.
Yeah, on the high end, you know what I mean?
Right. Like everybody knows BTS and Blackpink had a lot of money made in the West. We know that. Question is that success replicatable?
Scalable.
Right. Is there scalability here in terms of can other groups come and replicate what these groups have done, see a similar level of success? Whether we like it or not, the three groups that we thought they would go in that direction did not. I guess the Seraphim might go in that direction soon.
They still could.
Right, that opportunity's still there. 50-50 still has that opportunity. But like
It's
trajectory's different now.
as someone who's watching some of the actual 50-50 content, it's like outside of Chanel, it's pretty Korean centric. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I
Very
think too.
Korean-centric.
Yeah.
New jeans, who knows when they're ever going to be a thing again at this point. So like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, the three groups that we thought would do really big on the West is a little on the weaker side. Now, obviously, for the sake of this conversation, I've simplified a lot of things. I'm not talking about ATs, and I'm not talking about Stray Kids. All these
17.
audiences, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's not. I can't really say ATs has had the healthiest trajectory in the Western audience, or that they have had the level of general public penetration that some of these groups that we talked about have had. So
I think that comes down a lot to the fact that their company can't take as many risks as
a little smaller.
that too. Yes.
right. Like a 17 could stomach it, but now they're in the military. And also, if you think about the guy groups, like number one, it feels like if you're a traditional Korean group, in order to make a Western expansion, you got to build up a lot of like positive net worth, and you got to build up a lot of like I forgot the word I'm trying to say, but you have to build it up, right?
Right.
And by the time you build it up, most of the guy groups need to go to the military at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That also
that
plays a
is
role in that
right.
plays a role in this too, for sure. It does, right? If BTS doesn't hit COVID and they do the world tour that they were supposed to do, we're probably having a different conversation, right? The massive world tour that was gonna do a gajillion stops. I think we would be having a different conversation, because the only really big, humongous scale tour we've seen is that Blackpink tour, and it was very successful, by all accounts, right? So I don't know what that means as a whole. But another thing, that the issue with this argument now is that now open C as well.
Sorry,
not
you cut off
just
for a
J.
second. Sorry, you cut off for a second. What'd you say?
I said the issue with this whole discussion now is we don't just have an open America to get money in. We have an open China potentially.
Oh,
So,
right.
you know, because China, they share a lot more cultural things with Korea. You don't have to change the content as much. We just gotta like get to translate in Chinese. It's easier. But versus China versus Japan. Although Japan might be more traditional for the K-pop market, there's like a gajillion more dollars to be made in China now, right?
That is true. I forgot.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see though. But potentially a gajillion more dollars to be made in China.
Okay, let's.
Well, it was big before, you know, like
Right.
a couple, like
right.
more than a decade back.
Before
but-
the political things were popping off, like SM was going ham on the Chinese market. That was his thing.
yeah, SM was in it.
SM was in it. I talk about in it. Sorry. Wait, let's go back to CEO Kim. Let's assume
Okay.
CEO Kim is not from Big Four. like mid to upper tier level company.
Oh, okay.
What do we tell them? I feel like the answer is we reach out and say, no, don't come to the West. Go to Japan.
I would say we focus K, right?
Yeah.
We focus K. If K does well, you go into J, right? Mm-hmm. If we can do well in J, then we can open up having concerts in the West too. And then we go from there. And this is like the first 5 years, you know? I would say come back to us in 5 years once you could do that. No, really, right? But if he's dead set on doing an American thing, Mr. Kim better speak English pretty well himself. You know what I mean?
Well,
look at his letter. I think his English is a little too good. Is what I'm saying.
Wait, but don't you think somewhere in there, like before you transition from J to US or Western audience, you could try an all English track and see where it goes? Because I mean, that's kind of what 50/50 did, right? Like you just released
50/50
an all English track.
I mean, we got the behind the scenes of 50/50. They wanted to make it big in the West. That was their whole thing. That was their whole like RFP about. Like
Right. But like I'm saying, like they were relatively small. They weren't really like super big in Japan, but they still made that jump, you know? So I feel like sometimes you can like take a little bit of risk. 'Cause I don't think it's a huge risk to just release a song in English.
Here's where I think the crux of that the problem with that is that all of my favorite K-pop groups, almost all of them, when they've released English tracks, they've still felt Korean to me. Does that make any sense?
It depends who the sound.
You know what I'm trying to get at here?
No. You don't want an English release. You want a Western pop music release.
Yeah, like when I've seen Twice do a lot of the English stuff, to me it still felt like Twice but in English, like Korean K-pop Twice but in English.
Western production focus, not necessarily just English lyrics.
It's just hard because I've had a very difficult time personally, like disassociating like my K-pop people as not being just K-pop people. It's weird to me because it's built in. Like I've seen Twice grow up so much, so when they do something in English, I'm like, oh, that's cute. They're trying to do something in English, but it's like they still feel so Korean to me, even though they're singing in English. That's my honest perspective on it. I don't know what the solution is to that, but I found that to be the case with a lot of the groups I like.
Well, I mean, let's use Twice as an example, right? Because if I think about The Field, which was essentially their English debut, The Field was at the very core of it a very trendy sound in K-pop at that moment. The top line for The Field was it was good, but it wasn't. It felt like a song written by a Korean with like English lyrics. Flip side, let's look at Gnarly. Yes, we like to make fun of gang and Takis, but like it sounds like an American release. You know what I mean? Like the cadence makes sense.
Yeah.
Given that, I don't disagree with Dog, but at the same time, I'm also thinking about like at that point, is it K-pop? I don't know. I guess that's a little extreme.
Well,
Mr. Kim doesn't care if it's K-pop or not. He just wants $sign.
True.
Probably.
He wants to generate revenue. Yeah.
I like my honest opinion is that in order to even have a good shot to be like relevant in the West, like I'm saying more than just like the novelty of a K-pop artist doing English songs, you're gonna need more than half, like the majority of your kids in your group to be extremely fluent in English. That's my honest opinion. Because they're gonna have to understand like the cultural stuff in America. That's like my real take on this.
I'm thinking about that, and I feel like I do agree with that sense, but I'm also thinking of another group who, comes into mind, right? And I think maybe they've fallen quite to the back in this discussion because we haven't covered them in a while. But like, what about XG?
They feel very Asian to me, though. Like
really?
Yeah,
because I feel like they've done so much where like all of their releases have been in English, but they're not, as far as I know, like they're not super fluent. Like Maya is, I know she is, but like, they're not super like conversational in English. They worked with quite a few like Western producers, and I don't know. To me, I feel like that sounds like an example of where they sound like musically they sound like a little bit more Western, but they don't really have like the member lineup or like communication to really back it up. But it still kind of works, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think I don't know. It might depend.
XG is like. I intentionally left XG out of this conversation. Like, no disrespect to XG, I love their music, but at the same time, this is a group that like debuted on the back of saying, "I'm not K-pop, we're not pop music, we're X-pop." You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly though. Like it's hard.
and I still don't understand what demographic their fandom is. Don't get me wrong.
Everyone?
I'm sure they have a fan. I'm sure they have a fandom, but like they're typically for each fandom there is typically like a demographic pattern.
Right.
I haven't seen this with this group, and like I'm still trying.
Isn't like XG's core fandoms like people who like K-pop and people who like Asian stuff in general? Am I wrong in thinking that?
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
Like it's like K-pop fans and people who go to Head in the Clouds. Am I wrong if that's not like their main audience?
I mean, they are at 88 Rising, but I don't see that audience talk about XG as much.
But that like because of where I see them in when they go in the West, I know they do tour, like they do shows outside of them, stuff like that. But to me, because of how I see them in the West, they feel very Asian to me.
Yeah,
despite them singing in English.
No, I mean,
right?
I personally feel like their visuals are like very like Japanese coded, and that's not a bad thing at all. Because I think for us, that
it's not a bad
unique. But because of that, my question always is: this is a group that promotes in Japan very heavily. I just don't know what their fandom in Japan is like. Just not something I have any insight into.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, it really comes down to how does Mr. Kim want his group to be like observed as?
Perceived.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the crux of this is, does he want his group to feel like, oh, this is a successful K-pop group, they're gonna do some stuff in America, cool? Or does he want his group to be to not feel just like a K-pop group? Or does he want his group to feel like an international group? Or does he want his group to feel like an American thing?
Cat's eye.
You know what I mean? I think it really comes down to what kind of thing he's shooting for with his group. Like, what, as Warren said, what do you want your audience to be, or how do you want to present yourself? Because I think that would determine a lot of what he would actually want us to do.
To wrap it all up in a way, the Western market, I feel like there's a healthy amount of demand there. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I think the way you meet that demand is fundamentally a little different from the way you target Japanese and Chinese audiences. And earlier K-pop releases that tried to come to the West made that mistake of just releasing K-pop songs that feel American visually and have a set of English lyrics, like The Feels, for example. However, the biggest K-pop hit of the year, Golden, literally has couple Korean lines on it, and I keep seeing TikToks of like American folks trying to learn Korean to like sing the rest of Golden. So at this point, I don't even think that's necessary, if I'm completely honest with you. It feels like it requires a little bit of luck. It requires a little bit of navigating uncertainty. And yes, BTS has paved the way, but we only have a direction. We really don't have a road right now. So it feels like that's
a great pause. That's a great line. Say it again.
Quote that.
BTS paved the way, but they really just showed us the direction. They didn't give us a road. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the crux of this. That's the crux of this is that you see really successful examples, but all of the examples of that happening are the outliers, not the norm. Right?
Yeah, it is.
That's the real truth of this.
I mean, we could make it a norm, but I don't think we're just there yet. Is the thing.
Yeah.
So it's really a shame because the reason I focused on these three groups, 50/50, New Jeans, and the Seraphim, is because I was hoping they would establish that market, but here we are.
New Jeans was close too. New Jeans was so close. We got like 3 members who speak English fluently right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that qualifies a lot of the things I was saying, right? Like,
I think if OD Project didn't have that whole Tarzan thing, they would have.
yeah, that's I just don't like. I get that Teddy's love to culturally appropriate. It's embedded in his DNA, right? But at a certain point, I would have been like, yo, Tarzan, yo, T. I know you love doing
Let's try something
cornrows and
else.
stuff, but we can't. We're gonna have to scrub the
Try
social
something
media
else.
of it, dude. Like, if we gonna make it big and we're gonna be in LA and we're gonna be all over the place, we just can't. You know? I wish someone would have said that. Because I would say, I understand you like it, and I get that you don't have, that you mean well, but at the same time, we can't be alienating these people right off the bat.
I think
considering we
you
wanna
just found
make
the
it
answer.
work.
Just make OD Project, but without the cornrows. Just do that.
No, honestly, if Tarzan was just a guy who liked rapping and he was a rapper, I think they'd be popping off a little bit more outside of Korea. Even though in Korea we're already way too big to fail, but you know.
It's big, yeah.
All right. Thank you, CEO Kim, for sending us this email.
Yeah.
We never really got to a really clear answer, but I think
Okay, so Mr.
We need to discuss more.
Mr. Kim,
Yeah.
we need a follow-up session where you tell us
Yeah,
exactly
we
what
do.
you want your to be perceived as, and then we could go from there. Right?
I think you need to hire us for a 6 to 8 year initiative to really kickstart this long-term partnership. You can't do this on
direct
yourself.
group.
we need to see your
Directors.
trainee roster too, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's really indicative to a lot of this.
We've been yapping away on the internet for 7 years. We have the expertise. That's our resume right there. All right.
We can't have a lineup of like Jinu, Hangyeol, like all these Korean ass names, and then we can't
Maybe
just
they
go to
know
America instantly. It's just not gonna work, my guy.
Jinu's
Let's think of
literally
new
in Soju
names.
Boys. We literally have a
know,
Jinu in Soju Boys. No, we
We
can't.
could have a Jinu.
We'll get some Western ass stage names like Slap and like Krunk. Those are the new names, guys, for these kids. And we're good.
One of them.
And Simba, that's another kid. You know,
Name a kid Don Jose.
yeah. Jose. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Incoming Snail, Liam's Games and Toys, Natalie, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.